So hi guys, thanks for joining me on the Yes2Fitness Bodybuilding, the Beginner's Perspective podcast. We're now on episode 4 and I have Sheridan Taylor with me, who I met this year or 2020, initially in the gym, physique gym. You can see he's got the top on there, a fantastic gym in the Hemel Hempstead, a great welcoming community. And that's where we first met, got talking, found out we're doing the same class at the same first timers show, but I was doing the Saturday show. Sheridan was doing the show on the Sunday, but we still got to see each other there. So yeah, that's how we first initially met, and I'm grateful that Sheridan wanted to jump on the podcast with me today. But I'm just going to hand over to Sheridan, let him introduce himself quickly, and then we shall crack on with the podcast.
Perfect. Firstly, thanks for having me, Ash. It's great to see what you're doing for this, and I'm buzzing to be on it, really. So, but yeah, honestly, since I last saw you obviously at the show, congratulations on that as well. So well on yourself. But yeah, a little bit about myself. Well, obviously I've just come into the bodybuilding world, so it's how I kind of put into this. Like I said, I'll only be doing this, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 months into actually doing weightlifting. So I say when I saw you at the first show, I was only prepping for 8 weeks, so 8 weeks if that. So and I had nothing, so I had to gain weight, lose weight. So I'm new into that. But obviously, as you know, but some people might not, I've been doing Thai boxing like all my life, really. So since I was 10 years old. So basically, my background is fighting, like, for Thai boxing. So that's my sports side of it. My actual job is mainly design work. So we'll not get into that because that's boring. But sport related, Thai boxing has always been my thing. I did a bit of rugby, loved it, couldn't balance the structure of it together. So I ended up doing back to fighting. And now, since COVID came, I fell in love with the whole bodybuilding side of it, and now we're here, really. So
awesome.
Yeah.
Mate. So how did you sort of initially decide that bodybuilding was for you and start that prep? Because, like you say, you haven't been lifting weights for that long. So to go straight into bodybuilding and then decide, actually, I'm going to go to the full extreme of doing a show. So how did that come about?
Yeah. So do you know what? It was literally Chris from Physique Gym. The first lockdown came down. I've got, like, as you know, I've got my own setup. I've got a gym, 2 gyms in my house, Thai boxing, weightlifting. I've never joined a gym in my life, so I've got everything set up. I thought, I don't need it. And Chris and Leanne, from, as you know, they hooked me in. They said, "Oh, here you go, have a 3-day pass. Come join." I thought, you know what? I'm gonna take this 3-day pass. I'm just gonna take advantage. I'm not gonna see him again. Do you know what? I'm just gonna take it. So I went there, and honestly, they must have hyped me up so much about telling me how I've got a good physique and stuff. And I was like, what the hell are these guys on about? Like, and you know what? As soon as I went in there, the atmosphere with everyone was amazing. Like, as you know, you're training, and like, I've gone to gyms before in little bodybuilding gyms, and you kind of do your own thing, and no one really wants to talk to you. You kind of just like, everyone's a bit egoistic and stuff. But when I went in there, everyone was speaking to me. I didn't even know these guys, and they were speaking to me. So when I went in there, worked out, at the end of my workout, Chris was like, "Yeah, take off your top." I was like, "Okay, no, I don't even know this guy's saying take my top off." So I was like, "Okay, you know, I was still quite shredded and stuff on the Thai boxing, lean wise, but nowhere near anything towards bodybuilding and how big these guys are." And he's like, "You should do a show." And I went, "Yeah, all right. I've got nothing else to lose. I'm not fighting. I've got nothing else to do." And I just kind of said it thinking, "Yeah, he's just joking around. I'll just say yeah." And then he was honestly about it, and then he just said, "You know what? Jump on a plan, see how you go." And I literally picked up very quickly, like, everything he was giving me, workouts, food, it literally just soaked it all up for me. And because my body's not used to it, it just blew up. Like, I blew up 10 times in muscle, just training, just everything just gone, like, just I was swollen pretty much. So and as we got along, that's literally how it happened, and I couldn't get enough of it, literally.
I think the first time I saw you, we didn't speak. We had the odd head nod in the gym. First time I actually went to Physique, and like you say, Leanne welcomed me like I was family, like I'd known her for 10 years. She's brilliant. So it's a great gym. Get a chance to check it out. But I think I was on prep, a few weeks in, and I was, seeing you train. I was like, this guy looks good. And then the second time I sort of asked you, are you doing a show? And then you told me this story, how you'd hardly train in anyway, or even at the gym, and it's crazy. So yeah, congratulations to you. And you got a place to the British final on your first show?
Yes. So obviously, because I was meant to do the same show as you, we were meant to be in the same category. And I remember Leanne saying to me, "Oh yeah, Ashley's doing the same thing." So I was like, "Oh, that's sick," because obviously I thought you were here there. I thought, like, it's always nice to meet someone that's doing the same show, and I was buzzing with it. And then I tried to sign up for the first timers and it was sold out the day I tried to sign up. I was gutted. So then we went for the Sunday show. And then, yeah, that was literally, and then I still saw you. Lucky I saw you just as you were going out and I was coming in. So, yeah. And then obviously your whole business with the bakeries and stuff. Oh, I was trying not to have him while I was on prep. I was like, that was the one thing I wanted as well. I was eyeing him up the whole time.
You do get funny old cravings. Well, yeah, they were good.
Yeah.
But that's awesome,
no,
mate.
really good.
So, what's your sort of feelings now between the two sports, the Thai boxing and the bodybuilding? Where are you at?
So, at the moment, I'm just taking it as it is, really. Like, obviously, my whole goal for this year was to start this year strong in terms of bodybuilding and try and get as many shows. Obviously, my last show was in November. So from November till I think my next show is in hopefully the end of March, if it goes ahead, to literally just build as much as I can from there. Just really, really put it all in. Hopefully I thought the gyms were going to be open, but obviously not. And it's still, the goal was the same. And then, just see where we're at from November till now. So that's still the goal. But in terms of Thai boxing, because last year was a bit of a letdown. I couldn't do anything for the whole year. I just kind of got it out of my mind and thought, I'm not going to fight. Keep ticking over. Do it if you want to do it. Don't push myself too much because I have to, if that makes sense. Because as anything, if you're so committed to it, you feel like you have to do it unless you love it. So I just knew that I loved it, kept doing it. And I'm doing it now. Like, I'm doing still training, bodybuilding, the splits and all that stuff. But then if I want to do a cardio, I want to hit the bags or the pads with my brother and stuff, I will. So still ticking over. And, I'm always staying ready for that fight just in case, because I'm in the rankings. I still need to be 100%. And the people that are watching me get bigger saying, he's getting smaller, he's always getting bigger, he's getting a little bit slower. And I'm still coming for them. I'm still coming for them.
That's good. I was going to ask that question. So, you sort of coached by Chris now. Does he sort of give you a cardio structure that allows you to sort of continue a bit of pad work and, or is he saying, strict only like cardio on the stairs or?
Yeah. So Chris knows me so much. Like, in terms of Chris, like I can train. I love to train like 3-4 times a day if I can. If I can train more, I will. So when I came to Chris, he was like, no, you have to stop. You have to stop basically smashing your muscles up. You got to like slow down. And I've learned to do that really. So I try and structure it. Like, if I do cardio, he says like try and do a minimum of 300 to 400 calories. Obviously, the Stairmaster and hitting pads is a bit different in terms of impact stuff. So I've got to be careful closer to shows so I don't burn out the muscle too much and take risks in terms of keeping the muscle structure. But yeah, he's pretty flexible with my training and stuff. He just says, look, if you need to do some cardio, if we need to, obviously he'll look at my body. If I'm getting a bit fluffy, he'll tell me to do a bit more cardio. But yeah, he says ideally keeping it to a 300 to 400, 500 calorie minimum, as well as keeping my food high. So I'm getting it back in really.
Awesome.
Yeah, he's flexible with it.
Awesome. So you're saying you're doing hopefully a show at the end of March, but you only prepped for sort of 8 weeks for your first show. So are you still in an off season at the minute, or are you?
Yeah. Yeah, the food is high. Literally, I'm struggling to get it all in. Like, I actually calculated the other day that I'm pretty much eating 6,000 calories a day. Like, if I don't get up at the right time, I'm literally eating till 1 o'clock in the morning. So,
what are you finding harder at the minute? Because this is my sort of first off season as well. It's the highest my food's ever been, and it's almost as hard as prep.
Yeah, but I think the hardest thing for me is not actually eating the food or the amount of food. It's seeing the physique change, because as you know, looking at yourself on stage, how shredded you are and what you can achieve on that stage, to now eating as much food as you can and slowly losing your abs, seeing a bit of fluffiness in your face. It's horrible. It's horrible, but
you definitely you have to manage and you have to understand what happened. And I keep using my photos from a year ago when I was the same weight as what I am now, but using that to see that I've actually improved this year, rather than going from what I was on stage to what I am now. Because if you look at that, you're like, mate, what the hell has happened to you? So,
exactly that.
Yeah, for sure. That's awesome. So what have you got a goal this year in terms of how many times you want to compete or how many fights you want to do?
Yeah, so my aim is, I was aiming for the PCA show on the 28th of March I think it was I don't know what one it was, but it was definitely that show. But obviously they postponed it now. And I had a couple of guys from Physique Gym and a couple of guys I know on social media that were doing the first time was, I think, the week before that. So that was my goal, and I still have that area goal because I'm actually looking to maybe do the 2 bro show on the 13th in Wigan. Again, I still need to sit down with Chris. We haven't booked anything yet. We haven't said anything yet, and that's my goal as of March. And then, depending on how well that goes, if everything starts opening up, my coach does want me to, my Thai boxing coach, which is my brother actually, he wants me to see if there's any fight opportunities to kind of stay ready, but I don't think there will be. And I think from March till about near the British final times, I'm going to try and do it, keep going, keep ticking over, keep adding on the mass, and just keep fluctuating it really. And British finals, where as you know, British finals around the end of the year is where it's going to get saucy and interesting. So awesome. That's it, yeah. And then in between there, hopefully I can get a holiday. See everyone's in Dubai. I wish I was in Dubai.
I keep saying the same thing. I keep saying to my mum, right, you're going to book me that ticket to Dubai yet? You're going to book me?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But so you got a sort of a different approach to me. You're doing sort of one show at the beginning of the year, one at the end. So I'm sort of hoping to have a huge off season, do a show before the British, but it probably won't be until September time. So just a month before. So I'm going to have a longer off season sort of than you. So you're sort of off season prep, then back again.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Hey,
so
you sorry, are you so you're coached by who's coaching again? Jace, yeah. So I see a lot of people moving out. I've heard quite a lot of good things about him. So he's obviously got you on a strict plan and ready for how you want to approach it.
Jace tells me what to do. I don't sort of suggest to him. He's I spoke to him on my last podcast about this, and he was the same. He's saying, I don't ever question him or ask him, oh, can I do this instead, or can I do that? I listen to him, and if he says to do this, I do that. So.
Yeah. No, that's funny because obviously as my approach with Chris, because I come from 2 different worlds. So my aim was trust Chris, trust your coach. And I've had a lot of people come up to me now. I've done shows, and like I say, I'm nowhere near. I need so much more experience than anything. But everyone's like, "Oh, what do you do? What do you do? This and that." I said, the main thing you can do if you're just as a first timer as well is trust your coach. No matter who's coaching you, if you start conflict of interest with your coach, it's not going to work.
Exactly.
You have to have 100% trust, and you might think something's different, but your mind's going to start playing games. It's like it did with me. But if you think, look, it's what coach is here for. So your goals is in your head, but they're there to guide you. So, and I always say it to people that speak to me as well, is always trust your coach. So.
Yeah, there's everyone in the gym giving you their opinion of what you need to do next. And like you say, you can have the conversation, maybe you can take it in, maybe research it, but at the end of the day, you've got to listen to your coach because they know your body the best. The guy that's telling you need to do this next week doesn't know what you've been through so far,
Exactly.
Exactly that.
Yeah.
And also you've done the show that's sort of the day after me, but then you also continue for the next few weeks to push on to some more shows. So
that was insane. Honestly, when people say peak week is horrible, I 100% agree with them. And I did that 3 times a week after week, and it was honestly the most mentally, the mentality of that was the most hardest thing for me. So, and I've been to dark levels in terms of fighting. I've been to death door, cutting weight, and you feel like you can't physically breathe, and you can't eat, you're not drinking. And to be fair, they both meet that level of pain. So, after the first show of the PCA show, we went to do a 2-bro show the week after. I was just hungry. I just did it, and I came 4th, got the ticket to the British finals and the PCA, and I just coming from a Thai boxing background, right, is either win or you lose. So my head was 4th place is sucks. 4th place sucks. And then I was talking to people, and people if you don't make placement or you don't make the first call outs and stuff, that's a massive thing for someone. So I didn't realize that. I thought, 4th place, if I'm not first, I'm not a winner. And I kind of took after my first show. I wanted to do another show, and I got rid of that mentality because coming to a new sport, you have to be like that, right? You have to look at the whole aspect instead of just that number 1 trophy.
Yeah.
So I did the 2 bros and came third in that, and I thought, that's really good. And I did that show, and the reason why I did the NFM UK show after was because I wasn't happy with my physique I brought on my 2 bro show. Cool. I didn't peak in terms of I come in fuller, but I didn't get as shredded as I want to, and I feel like that was the difference between the 3rd place and maybe a 1st or 2nd place that day, and I was gutted. So I went to the NFMK, and I think I bought the best package. For me, I bought the best package on that 3rd peak week. So Yeah, and I think it was just trial and error. Like coming into the sport, as your coach knows, your coach needs to know your body. So if you've got longer time, say to 16 to 18 week prep, they'll kind of see your body change here and then.
Yeah.
So where I had 8 to 9 weeks maximum, we kind of only really tested for the PCA show, and then it was like, okay, we can get you a bit drier, a bit smaller, a bit more fluffier, or a bit more like, you know, fuller. So it took 2 trials to get the best physique for the third one. And I'm pretty happy we did the 3 shows back to back, really.
Yeah, you learned a lot for next time that you go.
Yeah, massively. And the community about it, like 3 different federations, 3 different shows. I saw so many different people and how they talk to each other. And it was great. Like the bodybuilding community is amazing. Like I've spoken to so many people I don't know and got to know now that it's literally blowing up on social media. So it's great.
That's one thing I do sort of want to get out of this podcast is sort of anyone who's thinking about the bodybuilding world or even just going to the gym is to understand that, you know, it doesn't have to be a chain gym. You don't have to go to a pure gym, you know, to feel comfortable. These gyms are out there, the independent gyms that truly want the best for everyone that walks in the door, whether you're absolutely shredded or whether you need to lose 10 stone.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's such a great community. Like you say, everyone's super friendly in the bodybuilding world, no matter how scary they look or come across. You know, a lot of people are on prep. A lot of people are feeling pretty low, pretty on edge, but still everyone's got time of day to talk to you. So yeah, I absolutely love it. And it's interesting you're saying, you know, about going from the Thai boxing where there's a defined winner and a loser. You know, I've had the conversation with people before where they've gone from sports where, you know, there's a winner, like a defined winner where, you know, you've won on that day because say you've crossed the line first, or you know, whereas with the bodybuilding sport, it can be down to the day. You know, it's the judge's decision on the day. You can't go there and say, well, I definitely won because of this. It's down to the judges. So sometimes people have not struggle, but you know, there's a different mentality to how you approach the end result from it.
Yeah, I think another thing as well for me is that obviously thinking from that mentality of being at the first place is that I never thought I would look like that in my life. Like when I went to the first show. So for me to be like, I actually looking at photos, I thought I don't know what I look like, and then obviously you got the feedback from the judges, and then the photos that came back. And I look at myself, I go, that's not me. Like, how do I get how can I go from what I think I look like to that on pictures? And that made my confidence like so much more than just like, you know, winning or being on stage. Is that you pushed yourself to that level for yourself, not for anyone else, and you enjoyed it. Like I stepped on stage, I absolutely enjoyed it, and everything just came naturally. So if anyone wants to do it and they're worried about it, obviously go for it. Honestly, you'll get the best result from it and the best time.
That's it. So what was your feedback from the judges, if you don't mind asking?
So so for me, like I've always had a similar like good front, like good abs and all that stuff. It was more getting a size and my back. My back is my main thing. They said everything for me. I'm quite a small guy, but everything's quite in proportion except my back. As soon as I started turning around for the bigger guys, I was literally just outsized for that. And we knew that as soon as I came in, it was going to be a struggle, and we kind of knew we'll play with what we can with our back, but we'll work with what we got. So yeah, that was pretty much for all 3 shows. It was just getting it back and a bit more size when I'm against bigger guys. But other than that, the front was good, just shredded, the fullness, and yeah, like I said, the posing was good. Like I said, I never knew how to pose before, and posing felt quite good. So
to be fair, for you to learn posing in 8-9 weeks is crazy, because like I say, I had prepped obviously beginning of last year for a show that got cancelled. So I spent 10 weeks there learning how to pose, and thank God I didn't step on stage in that April time, because my pose would have been awful. I learned so much more through the rest of the year. I basically spent a year posing. So the fact that you've done it in 8 to 9 weeks is pretty awesome.
Yeah. But that was the thing I was most worried about as well, is obviously I trust my coach in terms of how my physique would come out on the day. But if I looked great and I was rubbish posing and like falling over and stumbling and stuff, I would have been well devastated in myself. So but I had a lot of people, again, people were tweaking me. I had a posing coach at physiques, Alexandra and Jason. They were great. They've done it before. So for me, I was just obsessed with it. Like, just do it every time. See yourself in the mirror when you're working out. Do a little bit of posing. I'm still learning now. Like, there's nowhere near where I want to be, but it's better than what I was as I started. So you're always learning and you're always posing. Every time you do it,
Always
you see yourself in the mirror.
So what's your sort of daily routine now, even in off season? Like, what do you do each day to achieve the goal?
So I'm a pretty simple guy, really. Like, obviously I'm not working for my main job at the moment. I've been furloughed, which is, it's like I say, for some people it's lucky, and I'm not going to doubt it. It's great if I get to do more things for my business and stuff and for training. So for me at the moment, it's more getting up, getting your stuff done, like getting your workouts in, get my food in. If I need to do cardio, I'll train in the morning, and then I'll do my weights in the evening. So I got all the fuel for the evening stuff, and just keep ticking over. Really, like do my clients, and keep checking in with my clients and checking in with my coach. Really, and like I say, I literally either work out, train and eat and sleep. Literally is what I do, and I love it. Like, some people think I'm a boring person, but I love it, and that's what I live by. So hard work is for me.
And it's what gets you to your goal. So to you, it's not boring.
Yeah. Like, my downtime is me training.
Yeah, for sure. I agree. And that's it. I do, I keep seeing it pop up now on social media, obviously with everything that's going on with COVID and, mental health and everything. And, I think a lot more people are realizing now that gym, going to the gym is therapy and is your downtime. A lot of people, when you say, oh, do you want to come to the gym? It's a chore for them. But for a lot of people out there and this community, it is the downtime of the day. So
no, exactly that. And I think for some people, like we were saying earlier, I'm pretty privileged to have some kind of equipment to help us push what we want to do. But for some people that's only got a resistance band, and sees people for their friends in the gym and it's all taken away from them, I really do feel for them people. And I think for them, those are the people that need the most support. You just, drop a message and say, look, you need anything, I'm here, and that's what I've taken out of this whole community, is that it is a community. It's like a family, and no matter if you spoke to them once or spoken to them every day, you should just see how they are. And mental health is a massive high thing at the moment. So for me, I'm always trying to support people, and as well as supporting myself and keep myself in a happy place. So
that's awesome, mate. No, I appreciate that. That's good. And just going to touch base on something that I saw last night, just coincides with when we're doing the podcast. But you were on a little competition on Instagram with NFM UK, and you won that. So tell us a little bit about that.
It's funny because, like, firstly, I didn't know how much support I had from close family members to people that don't even know me, don't even follow me on Instagram, that were voting for me. So that is a heartwarming. It's honestly, I was so happy about getting that win. And the funny thing is that the person I was up against, Lee, he actually beat me in that same show on the same photos that we was at. So so I came third, he came second. So when we met, I was like, literally, it's like we're stepping on stage again and people are judging, but it's social media based. But look, he took the win the last time and he's got a great physique. And to be fair, no matter who won or not, it was great seeing his following, my following, just commenting, coming to the page and just supporting the community. It's just, for me, it was a great feeling just to have that itself. So
awesome. Well, I did vote for Lee. No, I'm joking, man. I voted for
that's all right. It's all right. I would have voted for him as well.
That's awesome. So, got a couple of last questions for you, mate, and then we'll shoot off. What did you find the biggest struggle during prep? For someone that's the first time, or what did you find as the biggest struggle?
I think it's consistency, really. Like, if you say to yourself, "Oh, how long is this going to take? How many times do I have to eat this?" And you just gotta just stick with it and just keep it consistent. Otherwise, if you keep thinking about everything else that you don't want to do it, you won't do it. Like, if you keep thinking, "Oh, when's my next cheat meal? Or can I have a bit of this? Oh, if I have a little bit of that, it'll be all right." That's when it starts coming off. So again, trust your coach, stick to your plan, consistency, and just get into a routine of doing it. Otherwise, it won't work. And enjoy it. The main thing is just enjoy the prep. Because if you don't enjoy it, there's no point in doing it. Otherwise, there's no point.
You do it, say 8 weeks of your life gone. For me, it was a little bit longer, but it's actually quite a short prep for me too. I was only sort of 9-10 weeks, but that's it. I think, consistency, and I think the best way to sort of help someone with that on a first timer show is literally break it down into a day. Don't think further than tomorrow. Get up. What have you got to do today? Get that done, and then achieve the box for that day to achieve your goal of that prep. Don't think, what have I got to do this week? Oh my God, there's loads, and I'm not going to be able to eat for another 10 days on an off-plan meal or whatever. Just literally get that day done. And if that day you wake up, there's an off-plan meal on your plan, you've got a winning day.
Happy days.
That's it. So,
yeah, literally.
That's good. And so you've done all sort of 3 federations. You've done the NMF UK, you've done Two Bros, and you've done PCA. Do you think there's sort of a rivalry between them, or how do you sort of view that? Do you think it's still a community?
Well, listen, there's always rivalry. There's always rivalry in anything you do. So I think for federations, like I say, we all try and do their part. We're all trying to be that top federation. And again, it comes down to who likes it the most, really, and what they do for the athletes. So I've done all 3 of them. For me, I'm a complete amateur. I want to get the best out I can. I will continue to do different federations and different times. So it's not like I'm going to be based on a PCA or I'm going to be based on Two Bros until I take that leap, and depend on how far I go and what federation. And if I want to go far, you got to stick to that person that's going to get you to the end goal. And I think as a beginner, as you know, as first timer, just go do it all. Like, just forget about the conflict. It's not your you don't need to worry about the conflict of interest in federations, and just enjoy it. Once you start getting into that community, going, why are you with, I don't know, this federation? Why are you with this federation? You start worrying, oh, well, what's wrong with them? Why are they not doing this? And you start playing in your mind, and you don't want to do it. So for me, enjoy them all. Don't worry about the rivalry, because there is. Yeah. But again, it's not for you to worry about. Enjoy it as an athlete, perform, and you'll get your reward. So
that's it. And like say, federations, it's always good maybe to get a coach for your first prep, because different federations look for different things in your physique. The same bikini class for females, or same men's physique can have a different look that they're looking for, from PCA to Two Bros and FMUK. So a coach could support you with what federation could be best for you, because at the end of the day, it's all about your physique. And so whether you want to do a PCA or you want to do a Two Bros show, if you're better suited to one or the other, you're better off doing that as your first show. And that's good. So we'll wrap it up now, mate. Thanks for this. It's been awesome. So
it's been great.
How old have you?
So obviously I have a YouTube channel. So if you don't want to search me, just search my name, Sheridan Taylor. It should come up. And if not, if you want to find me on Instagram, it's Sheridan Taylor Official. And if you want to have a little talk, a little follow, you'll get my follow and you'll get my support. So
awesome. So your YouTube channel, that's brand new.
Brand new, and I've been obsessed with YouTube for years. So I thought I'd just take the leap, and why not a better time to do it? Like, well, there is no better time to just do it, film it, and just enjoy it. I've got so much content trying to come out, and I want to bring the best of me and to other people. As you know as well, you're going to be the same. It's going to be great, and collabs as well. I'm hoping to come and collab with you and many people, and that's what it's about, just coming together and just giving entertainment.
Sharing the journey, showing the differences, showing what we do as a community, and that's pretty awesome. So what we're going to see on your YouTube?
You're going to see loads of things. You're going to see prep life, fight life, holiday, food challenges. You're going to see my dogs. I got 7 dogs. Keep an eye out for that. You're going to see, I want to bring what I see in my day life to you. And so for me, that's what I want to bring. I want to show you everything I do and how I enjoy it, and just bring entertainment.
Food challenge one is the one I'll join you on, nothing else.
100%. When I can. Hopefully my coach don't see it. So I just said it was last year. Yeah. Oh, but no, great. Yeah.
It's been good, mate. And we'll catch up soon.
Perfect, Ash. Take care.
Cheers, mate. Take care.
Thank you. Cheers, bud.
Bye.